Is K. Nagaraju, contract lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Government Polytechnic for Women, Nizamabad, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. The subject is microcontroller programming. Here, the main topic of the subject, the assembly language and addressing modes. This is the second chapter. The second chapter of the microcontroller programming is assembly language and addressing modes. The today topic is the instruction format, opcode and operand. Instruction format, opcode and operand. The main objectives on this completion of this period or class, you would able to know the instruction formats and know about the opcode and operand. Opcode and operand. Recap. In the previous classes, we discussed about the architecture of 8051 microcontroller and various features of 8051 microcontroller. In the architecture of 8051 microcontroller, we discussed the functional block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. That means what are the major blocks available in the 8051 microcontroller. Like we discussed the latches, the port drivers. That means the 4 ports are available: port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3, and some registers, interrupt control registers, the program status word, arithmetical logical unit, temporary registers, accumulator register, B register, and crystal connection circuit, and the data pointer, the program counter, the program incrementer, stack pointer, the 4 ports, and the memory based like RAM or EEPROM and ROM. These are the major blocks available in the 8051 microcontroller. That this discussion in the earlier classes we studied about the functional block diagram of 8051 microcontroller, and also we discussed what is register structure of 8051 microcontroller. The register structure of 8051 microcontroller, we know that they are classified into 3 types, like the general purpose registers, and special purpose registers related to the microcontroller, and the special function registers. We discussed the register organization of 8051 microcontroller. In the register organization, the general purpose registers, A register, B register, the 4 register banks, bank 0, bank 1, bank 2 and bank 3. The special purpose registers like program status word, program counter, stack pointer, data pointer, we will discuss. And also we discussed about the features of this particular blocks as well as these registers. The special function registers, tmode, tcon, interrupt enable, interrupt priority, pcon, sbuff, the 4 ports, port 1, port 2, port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3, etc. This discussion is also completed. These are the major things are discussed in the previous classes. That is the first chapter is the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. And the important topic is the pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller. There are 40 pins and 4 ports and reset pin, the crystal connection pins, the program status enable pin and address latch enable, external access pin and ground and VCC. That means we are discussed the entire discussion about the pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller also. After then we discussed about the memory organization of 8051, the internal memory, external memory, program memory, data memory. This discussion also completed. After then memory organization, then interrupt structure of 8051, external interrupt, internal interrupts and timer interrupts. We discussed this topic also. Now the this class we are going to explain, and also we discussed about the simple discussions definitions for what is the bit, what is the byte, and what is the nibble, and what is the word, what is the assembly language, and what is the machine language. Some little bit discussion is completed in the earlier classes. After this completion of the major topics, we are entered to the programming. That means how to write the program in the microcontroller. Then we required some specific instruction set. We required some specific instruction set. That means how to write the programming in a microcontroller language. In a microcontroller language. Yeah. In the microcontroller, you have to write the program by using the assembly language program. In the assembly level language program, we are going to use the different types of addressing modes as well as the instruction set. Based on these two, we are going to write the program based on the instructions. Now discussion is the instruction set of 8051 microcontroller. What is the operands? What is the opcodes, operational codes? What is the operands? What is the mnemonics? What is the comment? That means after know the basic concepts of the instruction set or instruction formats, then we execute the programs by using by writing the instructions. The instructions means is nothing but commands. What type of commands we are using while executing the program. The today topic is what is the instruction set, sorry, instruction format, what is the operand, and what is the opcode. This is our discussion. Do you know what is an instruction? Generally, if you are discuss something between anything, the person is giving the some instruction. For example, in our institution, the principal give the order or given the instruction to the students. All of the students have to must wear the mask due to the COVID pandemic situation in the classroom as well as the area of the college surroundings. That is the instruction. That means the instruction is followed by the all the students. That means the instruction is given to the students and faculty and entire college people. They have to follow that instruction. That is the rule or instruction. The instruction is followed, then allowed the institution, then they are in the institution people. And one more example, all the students must wear the ID card in our hair, in your pockets. That means they have to wear the student ID card. That is also instruction. That means these are all instructions when we are in the institutions. That means the instruction is used to continue the programming action in the institution. And what is an operation? What is an operation? That means the instruction is executed with the help of some operation things. That means wearing of the mask or wearing of the ID card or something, they are performing in the form of operation. The scheduling, that is, we are represented in the microcontroller programming also. And our what are the types of operations are available in the microcontroller programming? This is our discussion. What is an instruction? What is an instruction? What is an instruction? Instruction is a command. I already told that the instruction set is nothing but a command set. The instruction is nothing but a command to the microcomputer to perform a specific task. To perform a specific task, we are using the instruction. The instruction is a command. The instruction means is nothing but a command. You go that side, you go this side, or something. They are giving the some instructions and sit properly. These all are instructions, are the commands for the general routine lives. But here in the microcontroller programming, if you want to perform the specific operation, then we are using the some instructions or some commands. The instruction is a command to the microcomputer. We are giving the instruction to the microcomputer. The microcomputer taking that particular instruction and execute or perform the specific operation based on the instruction given by the user. The particular user given the some instruction, based on that instruction the operation is executed in the microcontroller. The instruction is a command or rule or order to the microcomputer to perform a specific operation. To perform a specific operation. A set of instructions are required to perform a task. That means if you want to execute one application in the microcontroller, they require some set of rules or set of instructions. Same as in the previously I taken the one example for the annual day function in the institutions. Then annual day function, there we are following some instructions, and based on that instructions we are completing or we are performing the annual day celebration program. That is the one task. Annual day celebrations conducted in the institution is a one task. This task is executed properly, and you have to write some instructions. The outsiders are not allowed in this particular program, and the program is conducted between the duration of morning 9 to evening 4 o'clock only. And the in the particular program you have to giving the time for the dance, singing and skit and remaining speeches and prize distributions. All are instructions. Based on these instructions, the annual day celebrations program is successfully completed or executed. That means here the set of instructions are required. The set of instructions are required to perform a task in the microcontroller. A set of instructions are required. The set of instructions are required to perform a task. This group of instructions is called a program. Same as in the previous example, in the annual day celebrations, we are using the different instructions like program instructions are first anchoring and They are giving the some particular event schedule and speeches and everything. That means all group of these instructions can be call it as a program. That is the annual day celebration program. Here also in a microcontroller we are using the list of instructions. Based on this list of instructions we are performing the specific task in the microcontroller. Specific tasks in the microcontroller. This is the instruction. What is an instruction? The instruction is a command to the microcomputer to perform a specific operation. To perform a specific operation, a set of instructions are required to perform a task. This group of instructions is called the program. This group of instructions are called the program. Instruction format. In this particular instruction format, we are using the two words. One is the operational code and operands. Operational code, that is the opcode, and operands. Instruction format. Any instruction contains two fields, an opcode and an operand, both in a binary form. An instruction contains two fields, an operational code and operand, both are in a binary form. Both are in a binary. Both are in a binary. Opcode or operational code specifies the operation that is to be performed. That means opcode or operational code, the operational code specifies the operation, what type of operation have to execute it. That is represented by the operational code. The opcode or operational code specifies the operation that is to be performed. The operand field specifies the data on which the said operation is to be performed. The opcode field specifies the data on which the said operation is performed. What type of operation we are performing, that data is specified by the operands. This is the instruction format. The instruction format, it contains the two fields, an opcode and an operand. The both are in the binary form. Both are in a binary. The opcode or operational code specifies the operation that is to be performed. The opcode or operational code specifies the operation that is to be performed. Operand field specifies the data on which the said operation to be performed. Operational code and operand, the instructions of different sizes are present. Then based on what type of instructions we are given to the microcontroller, they are having the different sizes. Based on what type of instruction we are giving, based on that instruction the sizes are present. The operational code usually occupies the first bytes of the instruction. The opcode usually occupies the first byte of the instruction. Opcode is occupying the first byte of the instruction. The operands may be present in the first or second and third bytes of the instruction. The opcode usually occupies the the first byte of the instruction, the operands may be present in first or second and third byte of the instructions. Here the instruction format they are giving the one example, like example 1 is move a comma r1. Here move is the mnemonic, a is the opcode, and capital R1 is the operand. The example move a comma r1. A is the opcode, r1 is the operand, move is the mnemonic. The opcode part indicates that data is to be moved. The data is to be moved. The operand part indicates which data to be moved. The data is to be moved by the opcode. The which data to be moved, that is operand. The example clearly says that the move a comma r1. Here the a r1 data can be moved to the register of opcode register accumulator A. That means if the r1 register they are having the some value, for example in the r1 register they are having the some 20 value will be present. The 20 value is moved to the A register, that is the instruction. Here the example 1 instruction is, for example, move a comma r1. Move a comma r1. In the r1 data is moved to the A register, that is the instruction given in the example 1. The A is the opcode, r1 is the operand. The opcode part indicates that the data is to be moved. The operand part indicates which data to be moved. That means R1 data is moved to A register. Example here, if you are storing the data in the R1 register, for example, some particular value, the value is moved to the A register by using this particular instruction. Move A comma R1. The R1 value is moved to the A register. CPLA. Example 2. Complement A. Here complement means is the opcode, A is the operand. Opcode field indicates the complement operation. What type of operation have to perform, that is the opcode. Here the CPL is the complement operation. Here the opcode field indicates the complement operation. The operand A field indicates that the data to be complemented is in a accumulator. After performing the complement operation, the data stored in the accumulator register, that is the A register. The difference between these two example, in the example 1, the two registers are here you are using. The register A and the register R1. The register R1 data is moved to the A register. This is the instruction used in this example. But here they are using the only one single instruction with the one register, the complement of A. That means the A register value is complemented and the result will be stored in the accumulator register only. Complement of A, if you are giving the complement of A value here, for example 1 0, the 1 0 complement is 0 1. The output is stored in the accumulator only. That is the operation of using this particular instruction. The example 2, complement A. Here complement is the opcode, A is the operand. The opcode field indicates the complement operation. The operand field indicates that the data to be complemented is in accumulator. Example 3. In the example 3, add a comma R4. Add a comma R4. Here add is the opcode and registers A R4 is the operands. Here the opcode specifies the addition operation. The opcode specifies the addition operation. The operand field specifies the content of R4 to be added to register A and sum to be kept in the A register. That means here add A comma R4. Add A comma R4. Here add is the opcode. A comma R4 is the operands. The opcode specifies the addition operation. The opcode here specifies the addition operation. The operand field specifies the content of the R4 to be added to the A register. The sum to be kept in the A register. So sum is kept in the A register. Here the three examples we can clearly observe that the first example, move A comma R1. Move A comma R1. In the move A comma R1, move A comma R1, A is the one register and R1 is the another register. A is the one register, R1 is the another register. The two registers are here I am taken. For example, here in the R1 register, for example, it's having the 20H value will be there. This is moved to register A. This value is moved to register A. Then what we are using, move A comma move A comma R1. Then the resultant value stored in the A register. That means A which having the 20H. Actually in the R1 register which having the 21H value. This value is now moved to A register by using the move instruction. The first example, move A comma R1. Move A comma R1. Here A is the opcode and R1 is the operand. The opcode part indicates that the data is to be moved. The data has to be moved. That means R1 data is moved to register A. The operand part indicates which data to be moved. This is the, here I am writing the small program. For example, move A comma hash 2030H. Next move R1 hash 20H. Move A comma R1. Halt. Here in the A register 30 value is stored. In the R1 register 20 is stored. Here if you are using this instruction, move A comma R1, the R1 value is moved to the A register. That means in the A register, this 30 value will be erased, which having the only 20. This is the instruction. Move a comma r1. Here clearly observe that one thing students have to remember. Here we are using only move instruction. We are not performing the any operation like arithmetic operation or logic operation. This is the data transfer operation. That means after then we are having the some important discussion about the data transfer and arithmetical operations, logical operations, and boolean operations. We are having the type of instructions will conditional operations will be there. Here very simple discussion. Move a comma r1 is the data transfer. The a is the opcode and r1 is the operand. The opcode part indicates that the data is to be moved. The operand part indicates which data to be moved, that is r1 to accumulator. In the second example, complement C. Complement C. Here, if you are using the example CPLA, the complement of A register, the CPL is the opcode, A is the operand. Here, opcode field indicates complement operation. The opcode field indicates the complement operation. The operand field indicates the data to be complemented in the accumulator. The data to be complemented in the accumulator. The complement CPL is the opcode. The CPL is the opcode and A is the operand. The opcode field indicates the complement operation. The opcode field indicates the complement operation. The operand field indicates that the data to be complemented is in accumulator. Here the example, if you are taking the example, A is having the value 1011. We have to do the complement operation for this value. Then if you are applying this instruction CPLA, then 1011, the complement is zeros or ones is goes to 0. This is the complement operation. The invert complement means inversion. The 1 is replaced with 0, 0, 1, 0. This is the complement of A register. While we are using these instructions, we will get the answer, or the accumulator it stores the value 0, 1, 0. This is the operation performed by using this particular instruction. For example, here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Then you have to do the complement for this operation for the register A. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. This is the complement of A. For example, if the value is in the form of decimal number, for example, A is A at ash 2, 0 to H. Then you have to complement this one with the help of that is the A value is, you have to convert or you have to write in the binary form 0, 0, 1, 0. This is the binary form. But here the value in the form of decimal form, hexadecimal form. Then you have to, the complement of A is equal to 1101. This is the operation or the performed by using this particular complement instruction. Here one thing is the instruction, how we are writing the instruction while executing the this particular operation. How we are writing the instruction while operating the operation. The complement here is the opcode, A is the operand. The opcode field indicates the complement operation. The operand field indicates that the data to be complemented is in a accumulator register. Next one is the example 3. This is the arithmetical operation. The arithmetical operation. Here they are using the two registers, register A and register B, register R4. Here A register, for example, in the A register, if they are having the value, for example 23H, in the R4 register, if they are having the value 15H, these are the two values. First, you have to store the values in the register A and register R4. That means here we are writing the small discussion or the small instructions. Here first you have to load the values in the registers. That means move A comma hash 23H, move A comma hash 15H. Then add, here we are using add is the arithmetical operation. This is the only data transferring. That means 23 here R4. 23 value is transferred to accumulator register. The 15 value is transferred to R4 registers. After then we are performing the addition operation. Here add is the opcode. And A comma R4 is the operand. Here 23 and 15. After using this particular instruction, add space A comma R4, then performing the operation like that, A which having the 23 and R4 which having the 15. Then the operation is 8,338. In this way we are getting the answer in the accumulator. But here this value is not directly stored in this one. In the form of binary, the answer data will be stored. This is the operation. Another example for using the instructions. In the example 3, add A comma R4. Here add is the opcode and A comma R4 is the operands. The opcode specifies the addition operation. Here add, it specifies the addition operation. The operand field specifies the content of R4 to be added to the A register and sum to be kept in the register A. After performing of this 23 and 15, total 38 addition operation is completed. This result will be stored in the accumulator register only. The previously in the accumulator register they are having the some value that is erased. That value will be erased and the resultant value, the destination value, will be stored in the A register. That is stored in the A register. This is the example given for instruction form, how to write the instructions in the programming language. Next one is the computer languages. This topic is already covered, but here we are revising the computer languages. The two types of computer languages, the low level languages. In the low level language, the main characteristics of the low level languages is that they are mission dependent language. They are mission dependent. For example, if you are taking the mission level language, the data in the form of binary form, we are only using the zeros and ones. Directly the zeros and ones and understand by the mission, then executing the program, and we are getting the result. That means that data, that is what type of data we are using, what type of method we are following, that is depends on what type of mission we are using. That means the mission easily understand by this particular instructions what we are writing, then that is executed by the mission. That means the processor, what type of processor, that means what type of mission we are using, that is dependent on the low level languages. The main characteristics of low level languages is that they are mission or processor dependent. Mission or processor dependent. The programs written for one mission will not work for another. For example, if you are writing the programs for the one mission, will not work for the other. That means if you are using the low level language and performing the operation in the particular mission, that is not applicable for the all the missions. That is not the programs what we are writing, the programs will be only applicable for the particular mission only. That is, if you want to change the mission, that is not understand by the this particular instructions by the processor, because of here the program written codes are only applicable for the particular one mission only. The program written for one mission will not work for the another mission. The high level languages. The high level languages are mission independent. There is not required for what type of mission we are using. That is independent of mission for the high level languages. High level languages are mission independent. The same program works on any mission. If you are writing the any program to take the any mission, then the program will be executed in the any mission in the by using the high level languages. In the low level languages, the main characteristics of the low level language is that they are mission dependent. The programs written for one mission will not work for the another. That is the low level languages. High level languages. High level languages are mission independent. The same program works on the any mission. The types of low level languages. The two types of low level languages are there. One is the mission language, second one is the assembly language. The mission language. It is the actual language understandable by the mission. It is the actual language understandable by the mission. That means the mission easily understand what we are writing. That is the actual language. That means the actual language means there is no any assembler, there is no any compiler, there is no any interpreter. Directly the mission understandable language, we are writing the instructions or we are writing the programming, that is mission language. It is the actual language understandable by the mission. The opcode and operands are in the binary, that is string of zeros and ones. That means in place of operands and opcodes or mnemonics or any programming, we are only using the zeros and one. That is the binary strings are we are using to perform the any operation. That means this is understand by the machine very easily, but is not compatible for the programmer. The programmer is unable to remember the all the codes. For example, they are executing the one small program for the data transfer from move a comma b. In place of move, they are using the some mission language 0010. Then in place of register a, if they are using the code, for example, here move a comma r1, here the move they are writing the 0010 something like that. If the a having the 0100, or having the 1011 something like that, that means we are not giving this type of instruction, they are giving the this type of instructions, only having the only zeros and ones only. But the mission easily understand this particular things, but the programmer is unable to memorize the all the instructions in the form of zeros and ones. All are it shows the same zeros and ones only, but the mission can be understand very easily, but programmer is difficult to memorize the all the instruction in the form of mission language. The mission language, it is the actual language understandable by the mission. The opcodes operands are in the binary, that is strings of zeros and ones. Assembly language, this uses mnemonics, opcodes, English like words, and symbolic data and addresses. Already we know that, like move a comma b or add a comma b something like that. This is a complement. That means the English related words we are using, the mnemonics, the add, move, these all mnemonics are easily understand by the programmer. That is after programming they are converted in the form of binary mission form, then is given to the mission. Then this is the very easy and understand by the user as well as the mission. This uses the mnemonics, opcodes, English like words, and symbolic data and addresses. It is very easy to understand. It allows us to debug the program easily. That means we are easy to debug the program. That means if any mistake is present in that program, that is easily identified in the programming language. Language translator. The assembler is a software tool. The assembler is a software tool used for translating an assembly language program into mission language program. That means if you are writing the program in the assembly language, the mission is not understand the what they are writing in the program. Then you have to use the some assembler is a software tool that is used to translating the assembly language program into the mission level language programming. The compiler is a software tool used for translating the high level language program into the middle level language programming. The compiler, if you are using in our programming, that is translating the high level language program into the medium level programming. The translation is required. The translation is required as the mission needs the programs to be mission language for the execution. The translation is required as the mission needs the programs to be mission language for the execution. Summary. In this class we have learned that the instruction format contains the operational code and operands. The assembly language is the low level processor specific languages. the quiz questions. We are having some important quiz questions for this particular topic. The instruction contains dash. The instruction contains option A operation code, B is the operand, D is the both, and C is the none. The instruction contains both operational code and operand. Operational codes and operand. Opcode, operands. Both are present. The instruction contains operational code and operand. Option is both. Second which question? Assembly language is dash. Mission dependent. Option A. Mission independent. Works on any mission? None. The assembly language is the mission dependent language. In the frequently asked questions in this particular topic, explain the instruction formats. They are giving some important examples also. They can easily explain by the students. Explain the instruction formats. Explain the need of assembly language. Explain the need of assembly languages. And here we are going to give some assignment questions also. Assignment questions. List the various advantages of assembly language. Why the instruction formats are difficult for different operations. These are the 2 hour assignments for the students. List the various advantages of the assembly language. Why the instruction formats are difficult for different operations. This is the entire discussion about the instruction format, opcode and operands. I think all of you understood our class. Then have a great day. I am going to stop the class. Have a great day.